Hello, hello, my beautiful Sagittarians. Welcome into your reading for the week of September 15th. I hope you're all doing well, as I am. It is a beautiful sunny day here in Maine where I am. It's been unseasonably warm for September, so I'm enjoying every drip drop of sunlight that comes in. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate each and every one of you. Please don't forget to give the video a thumbs up. It really helps my channel, and I appreciate that so much, as I am still a growing channel. Please remember, this is a collective reading, not a one-to-one, so take what resonates and leave the rest. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, so Saggies, we are going to be the first ones to use my brand new bright yellow cup that I purchased. So this is going to be the first time that I'm using this cup for the reading. Usually the two teacups I use are much smaller than this, but I needed another one. So this is what I ordered. All right. Let's see what we have. Oh, big blob on the plate. Still dripping. Dripping, dripping. See that drop on the edge? Okay. Let's set this aside for a moment. I just don't want to drip things on. It's already splashed on the desk. Okay, I would love to know where you are viewing this from. Where are you from? Where are you watching from? What are you doing while you're watching? I know Saggies are very much a multitasker. When I listen to readers, I'm often doing the dishes or doing my housework, and I just carry my phone around room to room and listen to whoever it is that takes my fancy for the day. All right, here's the overview of your cup. Look in the very bottom. It kind of looks like a wolf or a dog, right? In the very bottom of the cup there. Let's see what Spirit has. You have a lot of little things on the edge of the cup. I think you're the second sign to get that kind of a message, where you may feel like you're right on the edge of something, just about to complete something, or just about to start something. Something, that you're on the edge of, or the precipice of doing. I love that. Okay, let's see. What do we have? There's lots and lots of different pathways. See how in this cup, sometimes it only drains out like in one spot, but look at all those pathways, Saggies, that you have that came through on this. So being on the edge of a decision or something you're about to do, there could be many ways to get there. And as I said, I don't remember what the other sign was, but there was another sign that got that same message. There are a lot of different ways to get to the goal that you want to get to. And we have those choices, as human beings with free will. We have the choice to make sometimes. Well, how are we going to do it? Who are we going to bring with us? Who are we going to co-create with, co-partner with? And how are we going to get to that goal? Sometimes it's a long zigzaggy path. Sometimes we go straight to it. So let me see. They're giving me the feeling of a water spout that's down here. I felt that when I first looked at it, but I wasn't quite sure that was the message, but they're bringing it back around. So a water spout, that could be releasing of pressure, right? When there is a big spout of water that comes up. It could be some sort of fountain message. I don't know if any of you are near a place where there's a fountain, or have a fountain maybe, or are going somewhere where there's a fountain, but there's a feeling of some sort of water like shooting up. I don't know what that is, but that's what the message is. Well, I'll have to think about it later. Whenever I do a Sagittarius reading, I always listen back because I am a Sagittarius. Okay, let's see. There's a big, huge bulge in the grounds right there. Asking Spirit, what is that? So they're saying this is the boulder that you've placed in front of your path. You are limiting yourself on how far you can go or where you can go, Saggies. So we don't want to be putting boulders in our path. We want to stay positive. We want to keep our end goal in mind. And it's making me think about the book that I just read. And so now I'm going to have to stop, and because I have it. I have a book lover's journal where I record books that I read. I just finished The Last Green Valley by Mark Sullivan. It's a novel about immigrants who escaped, I think it was in Holocaust times, but it's historical fiction, so everything in there wasn't. But the people throughout, the husband and wife got separated, the family got separated, and the husband met somebody who kept telling him that you just have to keep your end goal in mind at all times. You can't let anything break that out of your mind. Like this person in the book wanted to be a beekeeper. So he said, I always picture myself as a beekeeper, and I keep that in the forefront of my mind every single day. All the time I say, I am a beekeeper, I am a beekeeper, I am a beekeeper, and I picture and envision that. So he could place a boulder in front of him by not believing it, right? By saying, oh, that's never going to happen. So that's their Spirit is bringing to mind the book I just read, along with seeing this boulder in your cup. So make sure that you're not putting, hurdles in front of you that are unnecessary by thinking that you're not going to reach your goal, right? Now I see a rabbit distinctly. I can see his ears. He's up on his hind legs, his little paws in front. I don't know if a rabbit has any specific meaning for any of you. Rabbits are very fast. They're also very gentle, very soft, very calming and soothing animals in nature, right? Very quiet, very calm. So this could be an indication that you need to have some quiet and calm. This week of September 15th, make sure that you don't get too caught up in the lists and the rushing around. Even though rabbits are fast, hares are fast and they win the race. This particular message is saying, as you're doing what you're doing this week, make sure you take some time for softness, for calm, and for quiet. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you. Okay, let's see. What else do we have here? I'm seeing a distinct, like the top of a mushroom or a toadstool, as they're sometimes called. Like the one that comes to mind is one that I've seen. I think it's in my Oz and Wonderland deck. It's got a red cap with little white dots on it. It's showing me that mushroom. Now, what can that mean? Well, it could mean specifically psychedelic mushrooms, if that's on your list of things to do. But also, mushrooms are kind of an umbrella that protects whatever is underneath that mushroom cap. So it could also be a message of protection, either you protecting someone or someone protecting you, or you getting underneath that umbrella of protection. Mushrooms are also very, very healthy to eat. There are so many species of mushrooms. There are whole books written on the thousands of species of mushrooms that you can eat. So I don't know, but whatever that means for you, just take what that means. I see a beautiful, distinct picture of two faces, cheek to cheek, in a very loving way. Very loving. I can see their arms around each other. Wow, it's a whole... Right in here, it's a whole picture of two people with their arms around each other. I know it's harder for you to see in the camera. I can see their distinct faces right there and their arms hugging. So this could be an indication of how great the love is that you have, right? Because I'm feeling that this is a partnership love. And partnership love can be different for every couple, right? Some people have a very quiet love. Some people have a very raucous love. Some people have a very sexual love. Some people have a very partnershipy type of love, right? But whatever that is, Saggies, they're giving me the indication that whatever, your partnership, your spouse, boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, whatever it may be, that it is very strong. If you don't have that right now, it looks like a strong love may be coming in, because they're giving me the very distinct feeling of an enduring love, a long-term love. Beautiful, Spirit. Thank you so much for that. Let me see here. What else do you want to show us? Now they're showing me specifically somebody meditating right here. Knees crossed, sitting on a pillow. I don't do it like that. My hips don't like sitting down on the floor. So I don't meditate like that. I meditate either in a chair or lying down. But I do try to keep my body free. Like I don't lean back in the chair because oftentimes my body automatically will start kind of moving like a vortex. It's involuntary. It just happens when I get into deep meditation, which I don't often have time for. And maybe this week I need to. So meditating could be very important. I'm seeing, okay, so this right here, Spirit is giving me the indication that you are sending a lot of wishes and prayers and whatnot up. And they're saying your prayers are being heard. The answer isn't always what you want, but the answer is what is right for you. Thank you, Spirit. Wow, wow, wow. Prayers and wishes going up, the answer you get may not be the one that you want, but it's the one that's right for you. Okay. Let's see if there's anything in the bottom of the cup. Besides that wolf or dog that I see, definitely see a wolf or a dog in the bottom of the cup. Yeah. So it could just be indicating your dog companions are here with you. Wolf sometimes is a more aggressive, assertive part, or the more aggressive, assertive part of our dog, or the more aggressive, assertive part of ourselves, right? Our wolf nature. So just be careful about not being too aggressive this week of September 15th is what I'm hearing. Anything else? Anything else? Okay. All right. Remember your many paths. Remember your, watching out for that boulder that you may be putting in front of yourself. Hold on. And to be very mindful of not throwing up blockages. Wow, that looks like the earth, doesn't it? I love that. There's another boulder in your plate. So Saggies, please, please be very careful about your mindset this week and not putting hurdles where they don't belong, okay? That's definitely a message because you had it in your cup and now in your saucer. They are giving me the feeling you're looking at Earth, right? And that everything is possible, always. Everything is possible. Like the Fool and the Magician, right? The Fool being 0, all things are possible because you haven't even done anything yet. And the Magician having all things at his fingertips, his or her, and being able to create what you want. But you got to get rid of that boulder, right? They're giving me the feeling up here of stars, shooting stars and starlight. So you may want to take a look at the night sky and see what you see. Wow. So do you know there's a character, I don't even remember if this is from comics or cartoons, but Atlas holds up the world. You see this looks like a person and each arm is holding up something. So Saggies, if you are overworking yourself or trying to do too much, be mindful of that. It's not your responsibility to make everyone around you happy, okay? I'm hearing that message, right? Trying to hold the world on your shoulders is going to be detrimental to your own health, okay, Saggies? So be mindful of that as well. There's just this tiny bit of water that is following every time I turn the plate. So what path are you following? Remember, you had that in the cup with all the different paths that you can take. And so it went all the way around here and it can't go any further because of that boulder. I can't say how much that message is right there, loud and clear, right? Don't throw boulders in your path, okay? I happen to love boulders. I want boulders on each side of my driveway. My husband doesn't want to do it, but I like it. Oh my gosh. The overview card that you got from the Magical Times Empowerment is Mercy. And this reminds me of Mother Mary. It always reminds me of Mother Mary's energy when I pull this card. Let compassion fill your world. Offer kindness to all living things. What you give, you also receive. So this week of September 15th, Saggies, please try to remember that what you put out, you always get back, right? What you put out, you always get back. What you give, you also receive. Keep in mind to be compassionate, caring, and kind throughout this week, even if you have some challenges, right? But just keep that in mind, my beautiful Saggies. Lovely. Okay. Let's see what the tarot has now. Okay. Again, we have that theme of choices. Remember all the paths. Now I'm curious to know how many there were, so I want to go back and count those in a minute. Let me get these. Well, you know what? I'll probably forget if I don't do it right now. Okay, let me see. How many paths were there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, Spirit gave me that for a reason. Because the 7 of Pentacles... So you had 7 paths show up in your cup, and you have the 7 of Pentacles, which is reflecting on what you've created and what you've done and figuring out what you're going to do with it. And then you have the 2 of Swords. That's a choice card for sure. We talked about that with the choice of what paths you're going to take. Ooh, Star. Hopes, dreams, and wishes fulfilled. Remember how the cup had that putting up your prayers and wishes? There you have it right there. Hopes, dreams, and wishes fulfilled. But remember that the answer may not be what you want it to be, but it's going to be the answer that's best for you. Okay. Alrighty, let's see. Let's take these in the order that they came out. So we talked briefly about the 7 of Pentacles, right? She's looking at everything that she's created. She has a basket, but she has sort of puzzling look on her face. Pentacles is what you've created in the material. Your job, your business, your money, your savings, your investments, right? She's trying to figure out what she should do with that. Should she take some out and act on it, do something with it, create with it? And which ones should she take? That reflects back to the 7 paths in your cup. 2 of Swords. This is a choice card. Swords are your thoughts, communication. Well, swords are communication. So thoughts, texts, emails, anything on paper, any type of communication, conversations. So she has a blindfold on, and so she can't see which choice she needs to make. Which sword is she going to take? Which way is she going to go? So this is going to require you to tune in, right? Tune into your gut instincts, right? And figure out what that choice is. Which path, which thing are you going to act on? And then you have the Star. This can be Aquarius. So if you have a prominent Aquarius in your life, or Aquarius is prominent in your birth chart, please watch the Aquarius message as well to see what that might have for you. So the Star. She is emptying out her pitchers of star water because she knows she can fill them right back up. Hopes, dreams, and wishes fulfilled. This is a very positive card for you to get for this week of September 15th, Saggies. So something is going to come to fruition this week that you've been hoping for. It's going to be different for everybody, right? And it also may not resonate with every single Sag watching. Then you have another 7. That's 3 sevens in your reading. 7 of Wands. Wands are action and passions. In this card, 7's a reflection. So looking back at your actions, right? So looking back at what you've created and looking back at how you've created it or what you've done with it so far. What are you going to do with it next? What is your next move? So this is also a card where he's in the defensive position. So these 6 wands are kind of pointing at him, kind of prodding him, kind of egging him on. And he's kind of standing there with his one wand that's lit up, and he's defending his position. So this can be defending what it is that you decide you want to do with your 7 pentacles. What do you want to do with your hopes, dreams, and wishes? What is going to happen? So you may have to, defend your position to yourself or others. I often say that because sometimes we make a choice and then we feel guilty about the choice, or we second guess ourselves. So this can also be you defending your own choice to yourself. Then we have the Hierophant. The Hierophant is 5. 5s are change. The Hierophant is tradition and religion. It can also be Taurus. So if you have Taurus prominently in your birth chart, you may want to watch that. If you have a prominent Taurus in your life, that could just be telling you that this Taurus may be a part of all of this, as the Aquarius could also be. So this card can sometimes indicate that you are breaking from tradition. It can sometimes indicate that you are sticking with tradition, right? It's going to depend on you. Are there things that you want to do that are unconventional, and you may be ruffling people's feathers by breaking from tradition? It could be that. It could also be learning or teaching, right? Because this card is also a card of wisdom, right? So you could be teaching somebody something. You could be taking a class, either or, teaching or learning. Your last card out is the Page of Cups. Pages are innocents. They are novices. They are new at what they're doing. So Page of Cups, cups are emotion. They are nurturing, loving water signs. So this week of the 15th, you could have something emotional coming up, or some sort of emotion that you either haven't dealt with before or you haven't dealt with in a long time. It could be maybe you're seeing somebody you haven't seen in a long time, and that's bringing up those emotions. Maybe you're starting something new that's very emotional for you. And so those feelings are new, right? Could be that, Saggies. Wow, so interesting. What a reading for this week. Your animal oracle is number 26. That's an 8. 8s are mastery and infinity, right? Griffin. 8s also indicate the strength card in the tarot, right? Which also represents Leo. Strength, inner strength, right? So Griffin, balance, strength. Oh my gosh, I didn't even read that before I said thank you, Spirit. Oh my gosh, my guides are fantastic. Balance, strength, and wisdom. Fight with honor. So balancing strength, the 8 card, right? The strength card, with the wisdom of the Hierophant. Leo, Taurus energy. Taurus being kind of, they can be bullheaded, right? Leo can be very assertive and aggressive and fiery, right? So you need to balance wisdom and strength this week. Balance your wisdom and strength. Fight with honor. Now, what does that mean? That doesn't mean go out and get into a boxing match with somebody. That means if something does come around, like you're defending your position, be honorable and have integrity when you are defending your position. Okay, Saggies? Well, I sure hope that this has helped. This has really been packed with a lot of information. I can't wait to listen back to it and apply it to my own self, where I am a Sagittarius. I hope this has helped you. Please give it a like, a thumbs up, and a share. Comment where you're from. I'm very interested to know. Thank you so much for watching. Peace and kindness every single day. I do love you all.